Yeah.
All right, we're underway, and this is the first game of the Premiership. This is Joel ARSCOTT. He's in the dark green against Leo FATIALOFA in the, I don't actually know what colour that is, but we'll call it a bluish colour.
Yeah, blue-green.
Yeah. And joining me again, Hassan. We've been talking just as we came into this match about how many lets a player could or should have. That's my rule. But just how the Commonwealth Games, there was a certain number of...
Oh, there we go. Expected it.
That was pretty early to do that.
Mate, it's Leo. You never know what you're going to get.
Exactly. But yeah, just thinking about how the Commonwealth Games, there was the call where you were able to ask for a video review.
Yeah. I think it was limited to... I think current PSA is also limited to an extent. You see some tournaments where they only allow 2 reviews and then it gets overturned. Oh, I mean, you get your review back if the decision's overturned. So there's this discussion of limiting decisions as well. But currently, it is, unlimited calls, which is in some situations rightfully so, because you get players that try to abuse that system, obviously.
Yeah. All right, well, let's review the 2 matches from earlier today. We did have a 5-game epic, 13-10 in the 5th, and that was Upper FATIALOFA defeating Michael Shalnega, and then it was Glenn Templeton in straight over Jack Condell. They're both now sitting down having a chat and having a bit of a joke on the side of the court. And now into this match, just the first couple of points. Leo FATIALOFA, you're going to see a few shots from him.
I've already seen one.
Yeah, exactly, on the first point.
Yeah.
And great to have Paul ARSCOTT coming in from Brisbane. And a lot of other players and fans from around New Zealand and Australia. Great to have you joining us.
Yeah, great use of height by both players, trying to move each other back. First by Joel and then by Leo in the 3 shots before this. It's interesting because I remember the last time these 2 played, I think was it last week or the week before? I think it might have been last week.
Yeah, I think so.
Leo just had an absolute rocker of a game and just was slotting everything. And Joel was like absolutely shocked at the level of mix Leo was hitting. And obviously most of them weren't even on purpose, it just being in that right situation to hit the shot. Leo hitting those shots was absolutely a great watch. But the court conditions don't suit it this time, but it'll still be interesting to see whether Leo pulls off those shots that he did last time he played Joel.
Well, that's the thing, he can reel off a whole heap of winners from any part of the court, and then the next shot, the next point can be an unforced error.
Yeah.
The unpredictability is great. He's here, he quickly worked his way over. And, he's served and then just worked his way over very quickly. It was almost half a step to actually get on the other half of the court. That was perhaps the longer way to go to get to that ball.
Yeah.
The thing is that FATIALOFA did have the right position. He didn't need to get out of the way on that one, I don't think.
No. The line in that situation is around Leo, so the ball is quite far away from Leo. Leo is more central to the ball.
The thing is, when you're playing against Leo FATIALOFA, is that he has no distinctive pattern. So you can't think that he's always going to play down the line or anything like that. There's no distinctive pattern to his game, which is a good and bad thing.
He has a nickname, Lucky FATIALOFA, because a lot of what he does seems like it's luck, but it's actually part of what he's planning to do, the way he plays. It's a fun style to watch, definitely.
It is.
The way he plays.
So with his style, it means that as an opponent, you have to be very steady.
Yes.
Don't try and outshoot him.
Yeah,
You're not going to really win that.
Oh, what a shot. Joel just off to a bit of a slow start here, but
Yeah.
that's actually, as we saw yesterday, he was off to a slow start against Elijah. I think Joel's just kind of getting into the room and getting properly warmed up into this game, into this match.
Yeah, it does take him a while to warm up sometimes, or warm into his rhythm.
Yeah.
There you go, 10 ball. 10 ball? 10, game ball.
Yeah, game ball.
He's up to 10.
They're jostling for the length on the backhand. Nice and long backhand, it's good rally. And there's the switch for Leo as
Much better point by Joel. And there we go. It is 11-2 the first game.
You can see with Joel dropping and throwing his rack, he's not happy with that, but hopefully we'll see a recovery from him. He's a very good player in these situations. He's very good at coming off the court and thinking, what do I need to change, what do I need to do, and hopefully we'll see his response in the next game.
Getting into this match, and it is Leo FATIALOFA winning the first game, 11-2 against Joel ARSCOTT. FATIALOFA in one of his form sets where he just reeled off winners. Joel ARSCOTT seemingly taking his time to get into the match. And I wonder if anybody watching has actually got any thoughts on that, because it's so hard to play against FATIALOFA when he's in that sort of form.
Yeah, Leo's generic rule about Leo is that he's a very good starter.
Yeah, that's true.
And we see that quite often, actually. And we've seen it quite often in this Squashable Premier League. So it's kind of up to Joel now. It's nice of Leo, to be honest there. It's kind of up to Joel now to see what he can do about it and kind of nullify it, and then kind of using his movement, his technique, build a kind of rally that suits his style of play with more structure rather than kind of jammy, or not jammy, just shot play generally.
Well, I think what we saw as well was a few unforced errors from Joel that we wouldn't necessarily see on other occasions.
Oh, I did not think that was going up, but I think, it went up.
That was a great recovery from Leo. You would have thought with Joel up near the net, near the net.
Mate, too much tennis talk.
Which sport am I loving right now? But up near the front wall that he had it.
Oh, another.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he just eats those up, Leo.
Well, folks, if you are watching this, you're seeing Leo FATIALOFA come up with some great shots from all over the court. So enjoy it. And let's see what Joel ARSCOTT can do to actually come back into it.
Yeah, so Joel will be trying to build it. Oh,
that's a great shot. Held it well.
Yeah, very good hold.
Was he going to go cross? Was he going to go down the line?
Yeah, you
Held
can't
it.
tell with this guy.
The other thing is he managed to hit it so it stayed so low.
Yeah.
Let's see the focus here. Holding the racket up the grip, across with the backhand.
Yeah, so we're seeing Joel try to build a bit more of a structure in the rally, but
that's the
he's
unfortunate
gone short very early and unfortunately made an error there.
We don't see that too often on that shot or any shot from Joel. So maybe he's feeling the pressure of being forced into it.
Yeah. Smart by Joel. Very good short shot, and then Leo having to recover, and then Joel just puts it away on the backhand volley. The call being let there.
Yeah.
Okay. Reasoning provided. He's moved out of the way. That's looked pretty. That looks pretty. That looks right actually. He looked to be sufficiently just enough out of the way. Ooh.
Oh, that's
unfortunate. He was there.
Ooh. Hit it with such angle that it's just tipping above the line and then coming back and bouncing really low.
It stayed really close to the front wall with that. You see Joel slightly misjudged the distance and he came up slightly short.
Well, we really seem to be getting a lot of low bouncing balls in that forehand side up close at the moment.
Yeah,
It's the way
forehand
that
kills.
Leo hits.
Oh, another one.
There
You
go.
see, if he gets a sniff, he just goes for it.
Yeah.
And most of the time, he gets them.
Not this time though.
Nah. So now, we'll see hopefully Joel starts building a bit more structure, trying to cover all the shots that Leo tries to play. Just kind of lock him down in the back. Yeah, see, that's good.
Nice shot.
Moved him to the back and he picked him off as soon as there was the
Well, this has been
shot.
the sort of stage that Leo's got that initial lead.
Yep.
It's about holding it. And this has
Yeah.
been with this stage where he's fallen away a little bit at times.
Yeah, this is the nullified part that we were talking about earlier. Oh,
That's a good play.
Unfortunate for Joel. It was a good shot by Leo. So Joel's caught up a bit in terms of the scoreline, but ultimately these next 2 points are very important. Oh, what a shot.
Wow.
Wow.
That was impressive. Was able to take it
Yeah.
wonderful. Play
Yeah,
it through.
if Leo gets this game, it's a very big advantage for him.
Well, we wonder if we've got any Leo FATIALOFA supporters out there. If they were impressed with that shot. Let's see if he can make it 2 games to love.
Obviously this point's the hardest one. Oh. Joel's not going to sit there and
No.
just give him
He's not
the
gonna give it
points.
away.
Yeah, it's very Leo. Leo will either have to get his point off an error by Joel, or he's going to have to get a really good shot in, which will be hard.
Oh,
As soon as I say that,
gee, he was almost in the water.
yeah. Oh. Ah, that's good play by Joel. That's good play by Joel.
So what's he referring to?
Let been called on that
Yeah.
because the ref Heather is unsure whether pickup was alright. It's very unfortunate for Joel. It was a good rally.
Yeah, well, I thought he had made it back and was just putting
Yeah.
a bit more pressure on,
Yeah.
still 1 point behind.
Yeah.
But now he's the 2 points back again for the
Yeah.
lap.
It was a very good structure by Joel. He'd set himself up for that, to win that round. So now he's going to have to see whether he can. Oh, that's a very tight shot.
Yeah, gee.
Now he's trying to lock Leo down. Oh, oh, it's there for Leo.
It's one of his favourite shots, and he seems to do it so well,
Yeah.
like he did on the very first point of the match.
His footing was
time.
off slightly there. He wasn't very balanced and couldn't set himself up well for that shot. Still important to remember, Leo does still have the game ball there. Joel still has to keep his structure and try and pin this rally and get the point to keep the game at 10-all. And that's a good shot by Leo.
A little dink.
Oh, there we go. Oh, short or long. Short.
Short.
Oh, the caller short.
Okay,
Next
yesterday was
point
long.
wins the game. So there's a big comeback by
Oh,
Joel.
he had it though. He had 2 times he had game ball.
Yeah. Now Joel's gonna try to keep it tight on the backhand. Oh, there's the shot.
That's good play.
call as a let, so we're still going next point wins.
Yeah, I mean, fair call on the let there.
Yeah.
Both players are moving very fast, hitting it very hard as well.
Well, he's got to get that serve on the side wall, otherwise Leo would pick it off.
That's a nice dink again. Oh, that's a good play.
That was a great comeback by Joel.
Indeed.
And all of a sudden,
against him.
All of a sudden, we have a game on our hands.
Indeed. Well, we're back into the third game of Leo FATIALOFA against Joel ARSCOTT. It was FATIALOFA taking the first, easily 11-2, and having a good lead in 2 game balls, or game points, in the second. But Joel ARSCOTT won it on the short. It was 11-10. And it was pretty much how we expected it to go in many ways, that Leo FATIALOFA had that lead earlier on and then wasn't quite able to finish it, then had the game balls, thought he could get it on that short. What do you think? Thought he could get it on that short?
Yeah, he thought Joel might give him almost a shot that was loose enough for him to just pick into the nick, but obviously Joel, credit to him, kept the structure and kept Leo locked up on the backhand side, ended up winning that crucial point. And now he's got a decisive advantage into this third game.
So he's got the lead, Joel ARSCOTT, in this, the third game. So it's amazing how fortunes change and turn.
I believe Leo had 3 game balls there, which would have been really crucial, but Joel being what's it called there? Joel being the professional he is, just knuckled down and kept his rhythm and locked Leo out of that game.
Feel free to have an opinion or a thought on any of the styles or the way the match has actually proceeded. That's a good shot.
It was a good hold, yeah.
We still have one more match to go this afternoon. It is Temuera Chalisi against Elijah Thomas. That will be a very good encounter, because Elijah Thomas, was it week 2?
Week 2, yep.
Yeah, Elijah defeated Temuera Chalisi. That was a good match.
Yep. And then last week, I believe, Temuera had a win over Elijah. It's quite interesting in this game between Joel and Leo. At the end of that third game, Joel actually put a lot of work into Leo's legs. And Joel, in this game, being the physically superior player in terms of fitness now, has a big advantage in this game, as is reflected in the scoreline. I believe it's 6-2. I'm not too sure if that's correct, and I will see after this point. But using his superior fitness, he's actually locked Leo out and just made Leo move around the court. And now Leo's on the back foot. He's not being able to play shots anymore as confidently. As soon as I say that.
Yeah.
Commentator's curse.
He holds the ball very well, and that gives him an opportunity to choose the angle or which side of the court he wants to actually put the ball.
So 3-7 being the scoreline. So now Leo's had a bit of a chance to recover and see how he responds. Joel is already in his element, controlling the rally. Well, that's a good recovery shot by Leo. And you see he went for the shot, but he didn't have the time to set himself up, and therefore couldn't get it above the tin.
He didn't quite have his feet in the right place on that one.
No. Pressure put on him by Joel. He's not able to do that. Now you can see the points are getting quicker and quicker because the work that Joel's put into Leo's legs is catching up to him.
So the world rankings, the question about that, and and Joel ARSCOTT on 235. That's his high. And Leo FATIALOFA is 380. His high has been 368, I believe.
So that's game ball to Joel in a very, very quick third game. And yeah, there you see that.
And there it is. So that is a game number 3 to Joel ARSCOTT taking that one out. And he now leads by 2 games to 1.
Oh, what
Nice.
a shot.
Yeah. Scooped it up very nicely and was able to take the pace off it.
Yep.
So anybody wondering what's happening after this tournament finishes tomorrow evening? Well, there's the Northland Open. I know that Timwa and I think Joel are both playing that.
Yep, both of them are playing that. And then Jack Conda Pinball's also going up there as well.
Okay, so he's going to, and probably Riley Jack Vetablancos might be.
Yeah,
He's from Fongaray.
that'll be quite interesting because obviously last year in the under-17 age group, Jack and Riley had quite a few matchups playing for the title for the under-17 champion, and from memory Riley came out on top more often than not, so you know it'll be quite interesting to see those two play after this lockdown sagas happen and the breaks gone by.
So it's an opportunity for players, particularly Timwa and Joel, to... It's not points, unfortunately. There's no PSA satellite or anything like that at the moment, but it's an opportunity for them to try and earn a living as such. You've got to make what you can at the moment, and after that I think it's a local tournament in Papakura in Auckland.
Yeah, I believe there's a few tournaments in Auckland starting up.
Yeah, but it's not quite what these guys should be playing. And Auckland Open perhaps, but you know, really it should be things like a North Island Champs maybe, or South Island like Champs, and then leading up to the Nationals, which is now late August.
Yep.
Or playing satellites overseas, or challenges if you can get into them, things like that. But unfortunately, that's just the way of the world at the moment. No one's able to play PSA satellite challenger or PSA events at all.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously, this is the last week in terms of the UNSQUASHABLE Premier League from New Zealand, but it's been good to have some squash to watch, especially on Squash's main channel on YouTube.
Yeah, that's great for the PSA to host this Unsquashable Premier League.
Yeah, and it shows people that, you know, there's still people, it shows out there in the world where there's no squash happening, that, you know, don't give up hope, squash will come back soon. We see in this fourth game, Leo's had a strong start, 6-2 up. Joel just a little bit frustrated with himself, making
7
quick points in error after error, so now it'll be interesting to see. We could be going to the 5th.
It really has been a roller coaster. Oh, nice reactions to get back into it. It's a fun rally, but I'm not sure what he was after there for Joel. What call
not
he
too
wanted.
sure. I think maybe he thought it double bounced before Leo hit it off the back wall, but not too sure what Joel
I think
was
also a bit of frustration,
Yeah.
finding himself down so quickly.
Ooh, that's I would have given that a little bit personally.
Yeah, that was a tight one to call.
Yeah, but that's all right. I think maybe Heather saw that his movement was a lot closer than what we can see from our angle as commentators. He must have been.
Nice play.
Oh, that's a good shot by Leo. He must have been looking to be a lot closer to the ball.
So great to have our friends in Australia coming in. I think we've got most of Queensland squash, most of the players in Queensland supporting us. Great to have you with us. Thanks for watching. Oh, nice play.
Trickle boast.
Very much.
Oh my goodness.
That was a top shot. Able to hold it. It didn't look as though it had much pace at all, but it had enough, and then it was able to fade, wasn't it?
Yeah. Honestly, sometimes the shots that he pulls out,
They're quite remarkable.
Yeah.
You can't do much about them.
Yeah, especially if they're good and right into the back. So score being 5-9. Leo's had a very, very good start. And it's just, it's 10-5.
Okay.
Game ball. So
Don't let those game balls go this time, Leo. You let them go last game.
Reminder that Leo had 3 game balls and then Joel pulled it back. Let's see how it responds. Oh, this looks like
Nice angle.
that's a shot and a half.
Oh, Jesus. Stick it up.
That's a great rally. A great rally. Those shots to the front wall are so close to the front wall.
And there was some good reactions there from Joel ARSCOTT that saved that point, saved the game.
Oh, and then there's the error there.
Not this time. Well, we are going 5.
5 setter.
Oh my goodness. Well, here we are with the opening of the 5th game. This is the first of the premier matches tonight. So, Hassan, the discussion there was that whether it was a double bounce or whether it was
I think Joel believed he scooped it on his racket.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, from here it was fine, it looked clean. It looked
Yeah,
like
that's.
a good pickup.
We're seeing a similar view to Heather Finlay. She's just on a slightly different angle to us. Looked okay from here, but when you're that close to the ball, it can look totally different. It's a better shot.
It's quite interesting here because Leo's obviously taken it to 5 with Joel, and now both players in a position to take out the match.
Now, that's quite a rarity to have Leo even make a comment, particularly something like that. I mean, usually he might just say, "Is that a lead or something?" But for him to shake his head and
Maybe he felt it was a bit harsh. Obviously, in the 5th game, everything's up 110%. Yes, obviously in the 5th game, everything's exacerbated, and now any call will definitely get a reaction by both players, or at least one of them.
well, the other thing is for Joel, he wants to win this because he knows he's got to play Tenwa in theory, pretty much for the title tomorrow. And in theory, assuming that Tenwa beats Elijah in this last match, which is going to be tough. So,
That's a shot and a half.
a loss from either Joel or Tim today puts him at a slight disadvantage tomorrow.
Yeah, and it could bring about the idea that we might end up having a champion that's not in the 2 pros from Excel.
Great play right into the corner. That was very good play because it was jammed against the wall.
Yeah.
In fact, the back wall and the
That
side.
was really tight. That was a tight shot to the play. Oh, okay, Leo's getting his shots in, and now
Well, that one
Joel's
was
on the back foot.
cut away from his body,
Yeah.
taking a bit of pace and keeping it low.
Yeah, Joel's lost a bit of his structure now, and now Leo controls the game. And from what we've seen in the rallies, so now we're going to see Joel try. It's a good game.
Right into the corner again.
Another great
pickup.
get. And now Leo's trying to control the rally, but Joel's recovered really well there.
Let's see if Leo can keep his head. Gee, that's a great shot.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing retrieval by Joel.
Yeah,
It's amazing retrieval by Joel. Leo tried to put him away, but Joel's movement was too strong there.
You know, there was several occasions he had opportunities, thought he had won it.
Yeah.
It's into the deep corners.
Oh, another shot by Leo.
Scoop.
Oh, that's an error by Leo now. Now Joel's in it. Just that was
Jeepers.
just like that.
He had possibly 2 points, 2 shots where he could have gone out to a 7-5 lead. This is maybe the most interesting point of the whole match. Yeah, I don't think anybody's worthy of a stroke here. No? Yes?
No, I would have. Hard to see that whether it was between a lead and a no lead, I'd say.
Oh, that one comes off.
That's
nice shot.
Daxi. Although I think at this point Leo's trying to almost guess where the shots are coming from Joel.
Is Leo trying to rush it too much now?
Yeah, he's trying to go for winners really early now. Trying to go short too early. He's lost a bit of that control of the game right now.
3 or 4 points.
Yeah, and now you can see Joel's body language actually changed completely. He's got his facial expression is way more aggressive and
Well played.
he's more aggressive, like he's walking around the court with his chest up. You can see the whole body demeanor's changed and now he's got the lead.
I just think Leo had a couple of shots that didn't go his way, maybe a decision.
Oh, that was down.
And tried to rush it to finish it off too quickly.
Yeah. Going short too early. Which for a guy like Joel is like... it's like feeding him the point, literally, because a guy who's so structured like Joel will either put it away on the back or just hit a good short shot. And then that puts somebody like Leo, who's not known for his running under heaps of pressure. Core there being elite. So it's 9-6.
I don't think you could really call anything else on that.
Yeah, honestly, it was a bit of a weird situation for Let. Like Joel looked like he was ready to play it, and then there was that interference. All played through it.
A nice use of the ankle. I couldn't see any double there myself.
Yeah. All the tensions increased here a little bit, coming towards the end of the 5th game.
So this is the 5th game between these two, Leo FATIALOFA and Joel ARSCOTT. The 10-1 chase.
Shot. And now Leo's come back with a sniff.
Jesus. 2 points going his way. Brings him back into it, just 1 point behind.
Joel's looking to
That one.
Joel's looking to imprint structure in this rally, but Leo's trying to just survive for now.
Leo scrambling to stay in.
And he goes for the cheap shot.
It's just that cheeky little shot.
Yeah.
Didn't quite come off.
Yeah, credit to Joel for putting Leo under that kind of pressure so that he had to play that shot. And there it is. That was a great match to watch.
Well done. And taking that one 11-8 in the end, and well done to Joel ARSCOTT. That was an exciting match and a good match to watch.